Okay, guys, we are live. So, for those listening at home, welcome to the Live from Sword Coast podcast. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly dungeon master this evening. Tonight, we are continuing on our ongoing campaign. This is session 15 of our Pathfinder 2nd Edition playtest campaign that we are running using Greg Gillespie's very cool Barrowmaze Complete. And with me tonight are the regular stars of the Wednesday night sessions. Actually, nowadays it's every night sessions, but for Wednesday in particular. Now, I will have you guys... Oh, I'm lagging here. Oh, did I come back, guys? Or did I go anywhere at all?
I don't know. I
think you're
I
good.
thought I lagged out there for a moment, but I apparently did not. So... I don't know what order you guys logged in at, if it's Jeff or Dave first, so I'm just going to roll the dice. Dave, evens or odds?
Wes is always odd.
Wes is always odd. So, Dave, why don't you tell us who you are, where we can find you, and who you're playing tonight?
I am David J. Forche, at David J. Forche on Instagram and Twitter. Write fantasy and science fiction and love playing games tonight, and hopefully for a while. I'll be playing Wes, little halfling ranger, and his trusty animal companion, Wingtip the hawk.
Nice. Oh, yeah, newly 4th level Wes as well.
Yes.
You guys are flying up there, although he's also newly cursed.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
And next up is Jeffrey.
everybody, I'm Jeff, and I'm going to be playing Badonk Bedbucket. He is the local lucky goblin, and he's a monk acrobat. And today's whiskey of choice is Akatosian.
Ah. Dave, what are you indulging in tonight?
Eggnog and no rum.
Ooh. Hey, eggnog's out already. Good Lord.
In this season, Scott.
Nice. And last but not least, Steve-O.
Yo, I'm Steve, and I'm playing Warbin Silverstone, a dwarven druid.
Lovely. Let's see. We also have joining us later tonight, Ultra Dave, but he is not on just yet, so he'll be joining us, and we'll jump in. For now, why don't we just do the old camera shuffle here, guys? I'm going to log myself into Roll20, and then we can talk about what you guys are going to do tonight. Let's see here.
All the exciting things.
Try not to die.
Try not to die. That is always a good plan.
Try not to die.
The Barrowmaze. I did notice that you guys are, I think you guys have like 40-something hit points right now. That's a lot of damage I got to do to make any kind of appreciable difference here, guys. Like, some of those more powerful. I appreciate you guys giving me bigger punching bags, because some of those tougher creatures, they would be punching through your low-level characters like they're fucking tissue paper. So, this is good. All right, let's see here. Okay, let me shut my camera off. Goodbye, camera. Share screens. Oop.
Camera.
To mute my mic as I devour these giant chocolate raisins, chocolate-covered raisins.
Nice. Okay, and 1 sec here. All right, so present to everyone. And there we go. All right. Is that appearing correctly? It is. Okay, great. So let me just refresh my thing here. Okay. Oh. Sorry about that, Dave. I was trying to shoot a quick message about that. There's two other guys I gotta make that comment to as well too, just because I keep it partitioned. But okay, so we are in the Duchy of Eric. You guys are. Let's see here. It is a week after the what do you call it? The last expedition, and in that time, we know that Skurg has crafted a what do you call it? Crafted some sun rods for you while he was thinking about what to do about the Church of Saint Yig. You know that coming up in about a week's time would be the what do you call it? Midsummer, which will be a midsummer festival, something that is celebrated by the worshippers of the Green Man. But what has happened to you guys in the interim? What do you think you guys have done in the last month, apart from reveling in your 4th level glory?
I don't know. Let's see. What would Badonk have done?
I've been commuting.
Yeah. You've been commuting?
Communing with the spirits. Seeking guidance.
Time training outside, running, practicing agility. So you can get faster.
Nice.
I picked up by 5.
Okay.
I think Badonk would be dreaming of what he could spend his money on.
Sorry, what was that, Wes?
I was just saying, because for the folks here, you can make them faster.
Sorry, I'm having Davey. So your connection's kind of chopping in and out. Are you guys getting that too?
Yeah, totally.
Let's see. Try talking again, Dave.
I'm talking, but I'm talking slowly.
I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry. Say again what you said before. Sorry, I missed that.
That Wes running around and whatnot wouldn't normally make him faster. I was just referencing that for folks out in gaming world.
That's right. Because of your new fleet feet. That's pretty cool. Fleet feet relating to your feet. And let's see here. Werbin, anything special you would have done the last month?
I was out camping in the forest.
The last week, not month. Sorry, I'm an idiot.
Oh. Okay. Gathering information on that war that's brewing with the priests.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so how do you think you would go about doing that?
I would use my charming personality to go around town, and I would probably maybe talk to the priest in that town, as well as who was that guy that we ran into that told us about the war?
Okay, because you're a druid though, you're probably a follower of the Green Man. It doesn't mean you're necessarily at odds with the Church of Saint Yig, but you can understand why they would be reluctant to speak to you, right?
Okay, yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that's impossible. It just means that the target number for that type of thing would be a little more. It would be more difficult.
Right. I don't have to tell them I was, follower of the Green Man.
I think it's written all over your druid robe, your druid staff, the lightning that plays up and down your beard. That kind of stuff.
That's true.
So let's see here. Oh yeah, so good point, Dave. The what do you call it? The popular opinion is that the attack on the Shrine of Saint Yig actually came from followers of the Green Man. So you try to make some inroads with the people at the what do you call it? The Shrine of Saint Yig to see if you could, get a little more information. What you gather is that they're quite hostile towards you. In particular, the woman who's working there, Sela, the acolyte, the one that seems to be constantly getting in fights with what's his name, Skurg. That she is what do you call it? She's she sees you, sees you coming in and sort of, curtly, basically suffers your questions as much as, is even remotely polite, and then very quickly kicks you out. Is there anyone else you could think to speak to?
So you were breaking up there. Was that a question for me?
It was, yeah. Is there anyone else you would want to speak to? One thing I'm thinking is that there are some folks in town, like I said, like the worshippers of the Angramak, of the older faith, the older pantheon. There's quite a few of them in this town. Did we lose Steve as well?
Maybe.
I'm here.
You're there? Okay, I just lost your camera.
All right.
What I'll do, Steve, is I'm just going to do a quick check here for you.
Okay.
All right, so your diplomacy is not awesome, but your religion is not bad. So I think that you managed to sort of suss out from Exposition Grandma. She's taking the kids out, once again, taking the kids out to play in the field, and you see her. And she is a devotee of the Green Man and the other members of the Angramak, like Hearn, the hunter. And she lets you know that she's not sure what prompted this attack, but she is fairly certain that it is an effort by the Church of Saint Yig has sort of from the perspective of the followers of the Green Man, have obnoxiously sort of, pushed their faith on many of the locals. And
okay.
Saying that they're the only ones who can protect them from the undead and that kind of stuff. And that's, there is a feeling that even if they wouldn't have necessarily supported an attack on Brother Othar, who, as far as the community is concerned, is a good man, it's understandable from her perspective and from the perspective of the community in general. I'm just going to refresh my roll 20 here, see if I can get Steve's camera back. Yeah, there you go. You're back, Steve.
Hi.
So that's sort of what you pick up. What about Badonk? What is he doing?
I think that you said it was getting close to midsummer. And so I think that Badonk is starting to figure out what he wants to do for the winter.
Okay.
So he would be making plans. And
what did he do last winter anyway? Did he go back east?
I think he made quite a bit of money last summer and didn't have to necessarily work. So I think that he would have just been relaxing and wonder what his long-term plans would be. Maybe to, build a monastery or something along those lines. So
I think
maybe
that's
he
sort of
spends his time sort of dreaming about that. He's not actually much of an action taker. He has a big plan, but he's not necessarily working on it.
Okay. So what is what the monastery that he's intending to build? What sort is that? Something devoted to a specific god? Is it more somewhere to like train his, martial followers, or what?
Yeah, I think he'd like to do some training of other goblins and bring them into his training regime, his monastery, like his traditions.
Okay.
So how he's going to go about that, he's not really sure. He's more of a dreamer and a planner than an actual doer when it comes to this big picture stuff.
Okay. Guys want to do tonight then?
That is a great question.
You have the evening before you. We got an hour and a half to still have to play. What do you guys want to do tonight? You head back to the Barrowmoor. You want to follow up with something in town? We'll wait for Dave to get back on to decide. Maybe I'm not sure. Maybe I'll shoot him another invite on Google Plus to make sure he's got the invite. Let's see here.
I mean, Badonk is always ready to head out into the barrows and try and find more treasure. I know there was discussion about potentially going to Ironguard Motte, because Skurg wanted to speak with the priest there.
Yeah, it was the the priest of Arcantrell, the local priest of Arcantrell there.
Right. And so I don't know if we want to plan that based on the fact that player knowledge that Dave's going to be coming on later, and we could plan a trip to Ironguard Motte. I know we had a reason to go there. Potentially, is that where there's more trading?
There is a larger pool of hirelings there, for one. There is a larger market, so it's easier to find certain items.
Yeah.
There's also an alchemist there, or rather an apothecary. And Dave was talking about buying, either trying to buy supplies or trying to buy, what do you call it? Excuse me. Buying supplies or buying like potions to try and deconstruct. Or not deconstruct,
right.
They're called reverse engineer, not deconstruct. Because that's one of the ways that alchemists can learn new formula is by grabbing the thing and then breaking it down into constituent components and kind of figuring out what the recipe is.
Okay.
Okay, we got Dave back.
Hey guys, sorry I reset my internet modem entirely because I was getting a lot of lag.
Oh sure, yeah, no problem. You sound great now.
Hey, well, thank you.
Okay. Well, you just reminded me. I got to. Sean, if you happen to be listening to this stream, or you do listen to the stream at a later time too, I got to respond to you about the your question about the camera too. So I apologize for not doing that so far. Right. So this is an aside, but have you guys noticed that in Google they now, like, if you haven't responded to an email in a certain length of time, it'll suddenly throw the email up high in the chain saying, it's been 4 days since you responded. Do you want to respond?
Yes, I have noticed that. Yeah,
it's really fucking irritating. Like, if I want to fucking respond, I'll do that. You don't need to put it up so I'm confused as to what are new, what new emails I'm receiving. And
I think there's a way to turn that off.
I'm sure there is. It's just I don't want to have to learn. Like, no. My life is perfectly happy not knowing anything about that shit.
If someone hasn't replied to your message.
Yeah.
So-and-so hasn't replied to your email. Do you want her to email them again? I'm like, no, give them a break.
No, fuck off. Like, get back to us.
Google promoting spam.
Yeah. Okay, so when you were off, Dave, we were talking about what we're going to do tonight.
Okay.
and the guys were talking about how Dave is going to be on soon. So they were thinking about following through with that plan to go to Ironguard Mott that you guys were talking about last time. So what's happened in the interim too is Aurelius, that kid who came in recruiting for recruiting mercenaries and soldiers to head up to the prelacy of Middenmark, trying to help hold the capital against that oncoming giant army, or the giant army that seems to be building in the nearby mountains. They've gone with a fair amount of recruits, and you guys did not travel with them because Skurg was the one who was, I think, planning to go with you guys, and you didn't. He was making those sun rods instead of, and also like losing himself to drink rather than traveling with you guys. So let's see here. Where's my D4s? Here we go. So actually tomorrow, there is another caravan that did arrive today and will be departing for Ironguard Mott tomorrow. So if you guys do want to travel with a caravan rather than traveling alone on the way to Ironguard Mott, you do have that opportunity. So you got some, and it's, again, safer to travel in groups than it is on your own.
Are they hired?
We can assume that you guys would be able to hire on. In particular, Badonk is kind of a local folk hero. So, and I think you guys are quickly gaining a reputation for that as well.
Right.
Looks like Dave just joined.
Oh, Dave, you here?
Yeah. Hey, guys.
Hello. How are you?
Good. You?
Pretty good. We are just planning what to do tonight.
Okay. What are the options so far?
Let's see here. Gruesome death is always an option. What else? Humiliating gruesome death. That's on the table too.
That's not a lot like the first one, though.
Gruesome death followed by cursed undeath. That's for grabs.
Curse the halfling. Oh, we did that last time.
Yes, curse the halfling. Oh, that was so good. So let's do this. Dave, you were asking in chat or in the Google Plus community before whether or not Skurg could get anything or learn anything about this this item, that owl amulet that Wes brought back and insisted that he wouldn't sell.
Right.
And that left, Badonk, you're the proud inheritor of that pretty fine-looking enchanted hammer, then, that returning light warhammer.
Oh, right, because he couldn't use it.
Yeah, because you the only person in the party at the time who was actually proficient with it was Wes. But because of the way you guys do distribution, Wes claimed the amulet and refused to part with it.
You couldn't even give it to somebody to look at.
You wouldn't even, yeah, like you could let someone look, like, like when a kid has a toy they don't want to share. No, you can look at it. You can, don't touch. You can look.
Yeah.
That's basically what Wes has been doing with this, which is really out of character for him, right? Like he's usually at least presents a face of being quite friendly. You guys have no idea the depths of malevolence that Dave and I have talked about offline. Wait, hold on. Did I say that out loud?
What?
Different Dave.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, what I was saying is that it's so out of character from the halfling that you know.
He's getting all my precious on you.
Yeah, oh yeah. And of course it's a halfling. Terrific. Oh, I love this game.
My precious.
Skurg, tell me what kind of what kind of investigations do you think you would be trying here? Because like the thing you guys are sorely lacking right now is hold on, Werbin. Did you?
Yep.
What cantrips do you have prepared?
Cantrips, I've got Disrupt Undead, Guidance, Stabilize, and Tanglefoot.
Okay. So I can think of one that is noticeably absent from there. And actually, I don't even know if druids can cast it in this edition.
Okay.
Detect halfling curses.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah,
Remember that one.
There is something very close to that he normally can prepare. Now, it's been a week. Warbin has been sort of focused on trying to figure out what the deal is with this, the conflict or the simmering tensions between the different faiths in town. And you also know that you also know, Warbin, remember that while you were away, there was that weird disruption in kind of the primal in the primal sphere that seems to have coincided with that attack of that giant stone creature on or stone and earth and plant creature on the Shrine of St. Yig.
Mm-hmm.
You've gathered no further insight into that.
Okay.
But what I was curious of is,
I wonder if this amulet is magical.
so whether you would have, knowing that Wes has been acting so peculiar and is in particular peculiar in relation to that amulet, whether you would have spent on one of your mornings you would have prepared detect magic.
Detect magic. Well, I mean, I can do that on any given morning. I mean, if my curiosity was piqued, yeah,
that is absolutely correct. Yeah. So okay. So let me make roll for you then. All right. So what you can detect, there's definitely a magical aura surrounding this little like silver and slightly tarnished owl pendant that Wes is now kind of clip that it was a pendant. It was a pendant that he's been wearing and refusing to take off.
Mm-hmm.
You're not,
That's
unfortunately, you don't get a terribly clear sense of it. And part of the reason is it's not something, whatever the enchantment is on this, it's not primal magic. And the other two kinds of magic there are three kinds of magic. There's divine magic, and you're fairly certain this isn't a divine enchantment. There is primal magic, which you're certain this is not. But there's also arcane magic, which is like this sort of formulaic magic that wizards learn at like academies or at like wizard school or whatever, or from an apprentice process. And there's also occult magic, which is like forgotten lore or tidbits of esoterica that were cut from the formal teachings of the magical schools. You're really unfamiliar with those two kinds of magic, occult and arcane, so you're not sure if it might be one of those.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, bingo. It's exactly it, Steve. It's kind of like Latin casting stuff, whereas occultism is closer to like, oh God, what would it be? Actually, like Army of Darkness.
Cthulhu?
Cthulhu. Oh, absolutely. Cthulhu would be occult.
Klaatu, Veratu, Niktu.
Necktie. I knew it. Nixon. I knew it was an N-word. So what are you going to, Dave, I never got Dave, Skurg, I never gave you an opportunity to answer. What does Skurg want to do with this thing, if anything?
With the amulet, or?
With Wes's behavior towards the amulet. You had mentioned on the Google Plus community that you were thinking of, what do you call it? That you would try and investigate it. I'm just wondering what those investigations might look like.
Did I say that Well, I think on noticing Wes's behavior, he would just because Skurg wasn't there on Wes's getting of said amulet, he would he'd kind of pry into it in a good-natured manner. Hey, Wes, what's with the amulet?
precious, my precious. What amulet? Oh, this is just nothing. This is a trinket. I found it in a barrel.
Yeah, no, that's impressive. Well, congratulations on bringing it back. Can I see it?
No, not really.
At this point, Skirg is inclined to take back his sun rods.
You did them at cost too, so it was like a week of work for very little.
I'm sorry, Wes. Did you say not really?
Well, oh, good.
Let me just. No, I really don't want to. Ben,
Wes, this
make any headway with Sella?
No, Wes. Nobody makes any headway with Sella. It's Sella.
That's true.
What else did you bring back from the barrel?
We got a cool hammer.
Can I see that?
You throw it. Badonk has it.
Do you think he'd let me see it?
Show him too. Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
totally. Yeah, it's a great hammer. I used it for a little bit. It comes back to you. You throw it and smack. As long as it doesn't get stuck in a body. If it gets stuck in a body, you gotta like pry it out of the way and stuff. But otherwise, it works great.
Have you gotten the amulet appraised? We should go get it appraised, Wes.
Sure.
All right.
Hufflepuff or whatever his name is.
HHR Huff and Puff?
Huff and Puff.
Yep.
I always think of Hufflepuff when I say that.
Sure. So you head over to Huff and Puff's at one point. Dave, before you got on, we were talking about or Skirg, before you got on, we were talking about the time you've got. Now, one other thing I'll mention before we do this scene that you were talking about doing last week was going to meet with the Archdruid.
Mm-hmm.
Which you were told lives not far out of town and then near where the statue to Hearn is. But you guys head over to HHR Huff and Puff's, and his place is basically like, if you picture like an old west kind of bank where there is a open area where people can go in and talk to each other, and there's enough small space for you to get in there and do your business, but Huff and Puff himself is behind like massive, wooden walls and like iron gates and shit like that. Like it's as secure as reasonably can be, done in the circumstances. There's the whole first floor is made out of wood, or rather of stone, so it's relatively secure. You get in there, and HHR is behind the behind the gate where you normally see him. And one sec here, let me just okay. So in in the movie version of this, he is played by the late great Robin Williams.
I just watched a special on him yesterday. Weird.
Oh, nice. So yeah, no. Bob Hoskins plays Osen, or not Osen. He plays Turgan, Billworth Turgan, the guy who runs Turgan's Trade Goods.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this guy is Robin Williams. So you walk in and big smile, ear to ear. Well, hello.
Hi.
Back so soon? Again? I should get my jeweler's eye. And he grabs it and kind of, puts it in.
Hey, HH. Wes has something that he'd like you to appraise for him.
Yeah,
really?
This amulet. See?
An amulet? Oh, that's... I'll bring it a little closer. What? And you're sort of like, remember how tall you are by comparison? You're sort of like trying to hold it up, and he's kind of pressing up against the iron gates, and he says, the way this works is you place it down, and then I take a look at it.
Okay. No, how about you just look at it from here?
He looks up
Wes,
at you, Skurg, and
let
looks
the man
down.
take a look at the amulet.
I am.
Maybe let him have a better look at the amulet.
So it gets to the point where Wes is basically like scrambling up and trying to do like a chin up on the little like shelf that's there, so he can place it down. The whole time this like thing is going on, HHR is looking at you, Skurg, and kind of looking at him and looking at you, and kind of looking like, is he all right?
You know what? Skurg will grab it from Wes's neck and place it on the counter.
Ooh. I'm going to assume Wes is going to try and prevent you from doing that. So would you make an athletics check against his reflex save plus 10?
I mean, it is fairly surreptitious, so it's like it would be quick enough that.
Right, but Wes has got a dex of 18, and he's also hyper vigilant with respect to this thing.
Oh, what? All right. So what am I rolling?
Just athletics check, please.
Really freaking high.
Yeah. And I think he's an expert in reflexes too. So. Ooh. So Wes, you see Skurg's hand coming towards he's getting fed up and is about to grab it. Wes is ducking and weaving and is across the room at this point. HHR sort of looks at the two of you and says, I could do this another time.
Well, it looks like you're going to have to, HH. Wes, what is the deal with you?
What do you mean? What's the deal? We're trying to show it to him.
Yeah, trying is the operative word. Put it on the counter, man.
No.
It seems that there is a sentimental bond between the young halfling and the amulet. Perhaps you should decide whether it is something you can afford to part with before.
Oh, we don't want to part with it.
Then perhaps your time might be spent more valuably elsewhere, and my time might be more valuably spent on other tasks.
Have a nice day. Good seeing you again.
Okay, so Wes sort of like immediately scampers out, Skurg, and leaves you standing. Once again, HHR kind of gives you a look of like, he looks over and sort of gestures for you to come in, like surreptitiously. He's hunching down, so his face is kind of coming through the little box where you would hand stuff through, or the little window, I guess, in the bars, and gestures for you to come over.
Yeah. Skurg goes over.
Did he get that from somewhere in the moors?
As far as I know, I mean, I've only heard the story of its acquisition now, but he did mention that he came back from the Barrows with it.
I have learned through, mind you, this is 2 seasons back, or 2 years back, but he would say 2 winters back, probably. That sounds cooler. 2 winters back. It's on the fly editing. Yeah. 2 winters back, we had someone bring something that seems similar to that. Another amulet. Though the colleagues of the one who found it were quite insistent that the amulet be assessed and as part of the treasure. I, as a conscientious business owner, was happy to accept that and to provide it. I didn't get a chance to assess the hoard. Busy that season, you see, or busy that year. But then in the span of between the evening when they turned it over and the next morning, he killed 2 of his colleagues and was found trying to break into my very shop. I invited the brother Othar, new to our community at that time, to dispose of the amulet, and he said that there was a dark presence on it.
Was he able to dispel the presence?
on the amulet itself, but I, or at least he assured me he had. Out of an abundance of caution, of course, I did not accept it back and insisted it be returned to the surviving members of that particular expedition. They would need it to pay for the medical costs.
Do you know, HH, what happened to the remainder of the party?
2 were killed and 1 quite horribly maimed. She did survive, though I can't imagine that her life was particularly easy after the wounds that poor, cursed fellow gave her.
And do we know what happened to him?
Oh, he was killed. Yes.
By his colleagues?
No, by the people. Helix tolerates many things, many eccentricities. You've seen many of the fine members of our community, I don't doubt. But murder, that's just unacceptable.
Oh. And this is after Othar had dispelled the evil?
No. We did not realize, we realized it was a curse, but we did not know the extent of it, and he wasn't a local. There was no one willing to put up with him, and he had killed 2 people, so...
So what happened to the amulet, then?
The amulet, after Brother Othar removed the curse or enchantment, he disposed of it. I do not know of how.
Interesting.
I've heard stories of similar things. So your friend seems quite insistent on keeping that. I just shared that information so that you and your colleagues, very good customers, might better protect yourself.
Yeah, thanks, HH.
Of course.
It's definitely food for thought. Just out of curiosity, but what was the onset between when they brought it back from the moors and when all of this transpired?
Oh, it was that they insisted on selling the amulet. They took it from that poor wretch.
Oh, I see.
He wished to keep it. They took it from him and insisted on selling it. That is what seems to have driven him into that murderous impulse.
All right. Well, duly noted. We'll have to see. We'll have to have words with Brother Othar then.
Perhaps he could help your friend. Good day.
Yeah. Take care, HH.
Always. And he gives you that big grin again. So you step outside and you find Wes still, turning. He's looking around kind of watchfully, and he is turning over the amulet in his forefinger and thumb. And he's sprinting back and forth. Badonk and Werbin, what are you guys doing today? What do we find you guys up to?
What the heck?
I think that's who was that? Is that Steve?
Yeah.
No.
Dave?
I don't know. I think that Badonk. What would Badonk be doing today? He'll go check out if there's any new recruits at the recruit place for this week.
All right, that sounds good. I'll join you.
You're doing, I'm sorry, which?
Checking if there's any new recruits.
Any new recruits? Yes. There are. Ocean has a few new people ready for hire. So you walk into Ocean's again, and what you find there is 4 men. One of them actually is a dwarf. a dwarf from the Moon Peaks as well. Two of them are torchbearers, a guy named Helix and a guy named Colton. They there's nothing remarkable about either of them, though Colton seems to be wearing robes. They're very basic robes, but robes nonetheless. And let's see here. The dwarf is armed with leather armor and a shield and a hand axe. And the human man is armed with leather armor, a shield, and a club, as well as a dagger, who looks fairly... Wes, let me just make a check for you here. Wes, you can tell this guy is fairly new to the... what do you call it? Fairly new to the business. He has the hands of a farmer.
Hey, guys. That one there kind of looks a little green. Like right off the farm kind of green. ON stuff kind of green.
Interesting.
Just saying. And don't get into a duel with them.
Well, have we decided if we're going out into the Barrows or if we're going to go to Ironguard Mott? Have you spoken to Skurg about it? Does anyone know?
I'm down with the Barrows.
Okay. So then, Werbin, what do you think of our dwarf friend here?
Well, given how long they usually last, I mean, he looks very sturdy.
His name is Colaton. No, that's not right. His name is Furdal.
Torchbearer.
Yeah, Torchbearer is full Colaton. A full Furdal.
Furdal. Yeah, let's go speak to Furdal.
Okay. So you guys walk up to Furdal, and he's sort of like got his whetstone, kind of sharpening the edge of the axe. The human in the robe and the other human torchbearer, who has a big rope ladder on his back. So there's the guy in the robe, and there's the guy with the big rope ladder on his back. You guys walk up, and the dwarf kind of looks up at you guys and says, "Are you looking to hire?"
Indeed, we are. Have you ever been out to the Barrows?
No. But I face worse than that. Wes, you can tell no, he hasn't. You got it, Dave. No problem. Say goodbye for us, too.
Is he just a typical guy, or what's his price?
Oh, a standard fare. Anyone you're hiring who doesn't have, he's a man at arms, so anyone who doesn't have actual levels.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a standard. So it'll just be a check to see.
Okay,
When is it you're planning on going then?
Planning on heading out to the Barrows and finding some nice, expensive treasure.
Oh, you've only got an hour left, though. You think you've got enough time for that?
Sure.
He speaks meta. So rare language.
I say we go for it.
Aye, well.
Are you interested?
I am. And I don't suppose we'll be finding any giants out there.
No, I don't suppose. Are you a specialist versus giants?
Oh, I've got a keen axe to bring down giants. I've got a killer eye for them, too. Wes, no, he doesn't. Are you saying you have not heard of Furdal the Giant Slayer? Wes, you can tell only he calls him for himself Furdal the Giant Slayer. No one calls him that. No, goblin.
Maybe he's fire.
No, never.
But not a giant slayer.
Well, whatever ye be facing, I missed the opportunity to bring my steel against the giant's threatening threshold. So I'll go with you for hire, if you've got the gold and you need a strong back. I see you've got...
How is he carrying corpses of his friends?
You've got one of my number with you as well. I see you back there, dwarf.
Great.
Hello.
And what's your name?
Hello, countryman. I am Werben.
Werben. And what clan be you from?
That's a secret.
Secret? Are you ashamed of them? What kind of
Never.
dwarf is afraid of his clan?
What is my clan? Or
What's your
that doesn't mean
surname,
Order of the Storm,
dwarf?
does it?
What's your surname?
Sorry.
Your surname. Oh, we've lost you, Steve.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm back.
What's your surname?
Silverstone.
Oh, so you're from Clan Silverstone.
Yeah, well, yes.
fancy. Steve, we haven't actually established what your clan is like. Like, are you sort of the odd sheep, like the odd, what do you call the black sheep of that? I'm combining odd duck and you know, black sheep into one new wrong fucking metaphor. Are you the kind of like the oddball in your family, or are you like?
I feel.
Is it a
I feel like
family
it was a good environment. I mean, I think I knew some other druids as well.
Okay, so your clan is druids?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Ooh, Silverstone. That explains your robes then. You, the mountain walkers. Well, I from proud Strongheart. Firdle Strongheart.
Yes, they are a proud clan.
You've heard of us then.
Indeed.
Tell me, what have you heard of us? What do you know about the Stronghearts?
The Stronghearts. I hear they're sturdy and they never back down from a fight.
Aye, especially when giants are involved.
Right.
Is that
What
sarcasm?
about intestine-eating ghouls?
I really can't tell. You've got an unusual accent, Werben. You sound nothing like a dwarf. I feel like you've lived around these humans so long.
It happens. Accents are contagious.
They
Not
really
all
are.
dwarves talk the same, you know.
Whoa, now I understand your kin. You've been around this lot too long. Well then, Goblin. Is this half-orc? Is he with you as well? Goblin?
The half orc.
The half-orc. He gestures towards Skurg, who's just walked in.
Oh, indeed. Yes, this is part of our group.
Aye.
Why? You got a problem with half orcs?
No. No, it's a
Well-
problem per se, but I have heard that you've got some luck to you, but that one brings bad luck to those what travel with you.
No, he's just a drunk.
Did you not have 2 men killed by a giant leech within an hour of leaving town?
Can
That might
can
have
we hear all of this?
What of
What's
it?
that? Skur can hear this. Yeah, he's asking you. Half-orc, are you the one that had a man and his dog drained of blood within an hour?
Well, dwarf, I don't believe that was me. I think that was the leech. And were they
aye.
better traveling companions, they would have made it back on their own. Are you saying you're not up to the task?
No, you bring me along. I just know what to expect with you. And he kind of winks at you. And then looks at Werben like, ha ha ha, right?
Well, if you've heard any of the rumors, you can also expect treasure.
Oh, I can expect that you'll bring back treasure. Are you saying you're going to be sharing with us then? Is that what's at stake here? A piece of the pie, as it were? Because I tell you, brother, I like pie.
Wait, we're paying this guy, right?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, 100%.
Depends on what you say.
Sorry, what was that, Dave?
Depends on what you tell him. If you start talking about treasure and share and stuff, he might get confused.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he might be thinking that his whole giant slayer shtick is maybe winning you guys over. Maybe we should bring this guy in the group.
Yeah,
That's what he's thinking.
Didn't say
Come out with us. You
treasure.
survive a few times, and maybe we'll talk about a bonus.
You mean when I survive a few times? It'll take more than a giant leech or some bones walking around to slay Firdle Strongheart.
Well, that is the kind of thing we want to hear.
Aye. Tough as stone we are.
I like
Now-
his enthusiasm.
Absolutely. He's hired.
Wonderful. He hops up, puts his whetstone away. When do we set off? And Osen kind of looks as and the others. He gestures at the three humans, the two torchbearers, and the man-at-arms. They all kind of look at you guys, a little eager.
Yeah, let's take them all.
They all sort of look.
I just feel like those are all too many men to worry about. How about we just pick one more?
Well, are we
What do you
going
need
to?
all these?
Are we going to?
Yeah, what do you need all of them for?
Through the moor again?
What was
I
my
mean, if
assessment
we
of the
want to go
man-at-arms?
back to the digging spot, we could take them all, I guess. Do you want to return to that? To the dig?
Are they
Terrific.
not all digging spots, Badonk?
No, not all.
All right.
Definitely some more than others.
Well, if you
High
hired the
spire
four
that
of you, let me
I could
think
see
here.
from the last place.
Plus 4 is 8. So guys, if you brought all 4 with you, you have 5 hours of digging left at that site. There's 2, 4, 6. So actually, it would cut it down to 2 hours.
Let's do
You have
it.
so many people digging. So
Even if
long
we
as they
can
all
just-
survive the trip out there.
Yeah. Like, even if we can just get the dig done today, that would be good, because then next time we can head out there and it's ready to explore.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
There's also that spire one that we could see from the other place. Remember the barrel we were at last time? And there
That
was
sounds
that
like
really
a
tall
big
spire
and
that looked
dangerous
really
place
cool.
to explore in 45 minutes.
Sure.
Whereas just getting our dig on is something we could probably accomplish.
Well, every 20 minutes is when I roll for random encounters. So
Right.
it's 6 or 7 random encounters minimum. Or potential random encounters. Not that you're not
Like
they're not,
during the dig.
yeah, they're not. Yeah, during the dig. And then 2 for getting out there. They're not guaranteed to have encounters, mind you, but
Well,
I'll try and steer us around encounters.
okay. Anything else you guys want to do before you set out?
just make sure we have enough shovels.
Yep. If you stop by Turgan's Trade Goods, you're back, boys. 2 more 10-foot poles for you.
Yes.
No. I think we're good on the 10-foot poles.
All right. Well, you guys collect your shovels and you head out into the Barrowmoor. As you guys are making your way along, you set out, and once again, you set out into the thick and silent Barrowmoor. Should we take these old PCs off of here too, guys? Kind of Bush League DM leaves that shit up. Jeez. My goodness. Boom. In fact, I think I have pictures of most of you guys. Boom. There we go. But I will do that next session. I'm not going to waste your time watching me fucking around with Roll20. So you guys make your way out, and again, it's thick and silent. And now that it's getting very close to midsummer, it's warm, it's uncomfortable and sticky. And you guys are making your way along. pushing past these weeds. And again, there's that eerie silence that hangs over the entire moor. So all you hear is the sound of you guys stomping along, the heavy footfalls of your boots, and that giant, or not the giant, but the peat-colored water that fills up those things as you step away. What is your marching order, guys?
As usual, yeah, and Badonk will be somewhere stealthing around the edge of the party.
Okay. And so you got Werbin and Skurg. Are you guys in the middle, at the back? What are you doing? You have 2 men-at-arms, and you have 2 torchbearers.
Yeah, we got kind of a whole lot of people to protect.
We can let them go first. Werbin and Skurg will take the middle.
We're going to take the middle.
Okay.
Reminds me of
Who's at the
Brave
end?
Sir Robin.
Are you putting one of your men-at-arms at the end?
Well, Badonk will be near the back stealthing, so...
Okay, so who's at the back?
You won't be at the...
The
Other
dwarf
than
at the
Badonk,
back.
who
He
is at the-
sounds like he... But the dwarf. Stone.
Yeah, the dwarf's
is-
pretty confident.
Fertile. Yeah, you can certainly hear him at the front. And then there was this time when a giant came down, and it goes on.
Oh, that's excellent. Yes, put the dwarf at the front.
Oh, that's a good call. Keen eyes I've got. Quick steady I am. I mean, he's struggling to make his way through the muck. Indomitable are the strong hearts.
Attracting all of the wildlife they are. Shh.
Ooh, he's a bossy one. What about the torchbearers? Where do you want to stick them?
Somewhere in the middle, then, I guess.
Okay. All right, so there's the guy in the robe, and there's the guy who seems really fucking nervous, who's carrying a rope ladder. You don't get much out of the 2 torchbearers because you haven't really chosen to spoke to them very much. The other man-at-arms is a human guy who seems to be, he's again like of that sort of like common men stock of sort of like mixed blood, whose name is Sturvey. And Sturvey, yeah, you can tell he seems, even though he's got leather armor on, he seems a little uncomfortable in it. He's not really particularly, like, you can tell he's not someone who's regularly worn this stuff. He's got some nerve to him, but he's not, he's not a born warrior, as it were. I mean, for that matter, neither is really Fertile at this point, but he certainly is making up for it in bravado.
Right.
Well, if we find a stone giant, you just let me take the lead. I know exactly what to do. Just cut him down and go for the ankle. Whoo, yes. And he's jumping around and kind of like holding up the entire line as he's describing the way that you attack a stone giant. Now, if you take this tree here, imagine that's a stone giant. Wes is like, let's just come on. So the first 2 hours pass uneventfully. You guys keep making your way through, and it's a long time too. Like you can picture that this is the time it takes from when you leave until you get there. If you leave even at 6, it's and you guys are probably more likely leaving around 7 or 8 in the morning. You're getting there around noon. So it is a day trip, but it's a pain in the ass day trip for sure. In the second lot of 2 hours, Wes, you're making your way along, and you quickly find yourself. You think at first there's like moss or something that's hanging down, and then you quickly realize that shit, it's spider webs that are just coating. You look around and you can tell that the entire region where you are, it's all like high reeds and small bars where this vegetation is growing out of the mucky ground. There's like basically not like streams, but there's little channels of water that run through these bars as well too. And you're looking around at these, and you think you can see there is a body, like the leg of a body poking out from one of the bushes nearby.
Stop.
Okay.
And then
So you walk along. Let's just see if Fertile notices or if he's too busy talking to Werbin. He is really interested in talking to Werbin. Werbin, you seen one we've had? You know that place up in the Moon Peaks? Where the two peaks come together. Is that where your people are from? Or is that the... Oh, and he kind of bumps into you. What is it, halfling? I thought you were leading the way. You can't lead the way standing around.
Okay, well, I've got my bow in my left hand. I draw my dagger and go, shh.
Ooh. Oh, that's a lot of cobwebs.
Probably too late, boys.
Let me see here. Ooh. Both Badonk and Werbin, what you see, like I said, there's the whole area here is just covered in cobwebs. And you can see a big black thing about the size of your hand goes skittering down one of the things faster than you could, and kind of disappears. And the one of the torchbearers kind of says, "Ha!" And he jumps back and he's kicking something, and you can see something black skittering around on the muddy ground beneath him. Wes, do you mention that leg that you saw?
Yeah, I start pointing out, like, there's a leg hanging out over there. There's a little creature just skittered by, and I try to see if I can figure out how to navigate our way through or around or back out.
Yeah. So you sort of look around and you think that going back is probably not a good idea, but there is a way forward. You think if you cut through these reeds. Did you want to leave, or did you want to inspect that body, or do you want to stay?
Forward might seem... I don't know if I want to touch anything.
As he's making his mind up, you can see that Wes's hand has gone to his amulet again.
We all notice this, or like it's
let's see
obvious, or who's noticing?
Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Werbin, you notice this.
Okay.
So what do you say, Wes?
Forward is usually the way to go, but I think we should go back. Forward might be worse. My gut's telling me this is not a great idea.
Wow, we haven't seen anything that would require us to go back.
I point out the leg hanging.
Oh, it's not a leg hanging. The leg is on the ground. It's a partially concealed body in the bushes. It's not like a severed leg somewhere. It's that the rest of the body is concealed in the reeds.
Okay.
Do you see the dead body, Skark?
Skark will go check it out.
Skark sort of shuffles and shrugs and makes his way over. And at that, Fertile says, "Ooh, he's a brave one." And you make your way over, Skark, slosh, your way through. You get to the body, and it looks like, there's another leg that sort of is sunken a little bit into the water. This is on a bit of a slope. So part of the body is submerged in water. The other one is sticking out. It's covered in cobwebs, and you can push the sort of the bushes aside to get a better look at the body. So you do that, and what you see is it is definitely a human, or was at one point. It is dead. Its flesh has sort of turned this sickly, like blackish color that sometimes happens when bodies sit in really moisture-rich environments. There's still strings of hair attached to this thing. It was a man at one point. Its eyes are staring sort of vacantly off. They're completely milky white. It's been lying here for such a long time. And actually, let's see here. Skurg, you can see one of its eyes. It seems to be kind of like twitching or pulsing. The actual eye itself.
Get out of here, Skurg.
You can see it pulsing again. And it's like something might be moving on the inside. Oh, and a spider just broke through it, goes skittering across the face and then down into the open mouth.
All right. Well, the spider.
And at that, Dave,
Yeah.
it surges to life.
Spiders.
Would you kindly make a will save for me, please? Let's see if you're going to be surprised for the round.
Yeah, of course it does. So for the record, it's not Albus, right?
No, it's not Elvis.
All right. That was
This isn't it.
why Skurg went to check it out.
That is good. Oh, that's good to know. Ooh, Skurg. Skurg. Now, if you guys think that I'm just saying that name over and over again while I try and find the stats for these things, I'd say you guys are pretty fucking perceptive. Where did I put him? Guys, how am I going to kill you without stats? Hey, I found him.
It's always harder.
I found him. Guys, don't worry. Don't you worry. I got the stats for these things. Okay, so this thing shambles, shudders, and then shambles to life. And as it sort of, steps up, you're relieved. Okay, it's a level 1, which means, Dave, you're going to have only 2 actions this round, I'm going to say. Okay. So what happens is this thing shambles up. Guys, let's all roll initiative, please.
Kevin, just before everybody rolls initiative, they all get a +1 circumstance bonus to their initiative rolls because of my Scout's Warning feat that I took at level 4.
Hell yeah. Pretty nice.
Excuse me.
Team player.
Team player indeed.
Cursed, but team player.
Team player. Rolling.
That's the perfect time for me to roll terrible.
Morbin sweet, because I think it's a total of 14.
So +6.
Ooh. So a total of 14
Yep.
for a Werb.
Wow.
No. Badonkadonk back at the garden in the rear of the
Sleeping.
initiative again. That's good. Be back
Badonk.
at form.
Having a nap.
Are there
I
any
don't know.
bonuses for initiative, Kev?
Just whatever your perception bonus is.
Ah, okay.
But on
+1.
thinks they've maybe found lunch.
He was so busy being stealthy. You know,
Everybody gets a +1 from Wes.
Skurg gets
That's with the
11.
+1.
Okay, so we
That's
got
with the +1.
Skurg.
So 12 for Skurg. then.
So Wes, how'd you do on initiative?
Total of 9.
9. Okay.
Sorry,
Ooh,
sorry, 11.
11. Okay.
Is it
Okay. So then
perception or perception? Right? Sorry, yeah, 9. 9. Sorry.
a 9. Okay. So that's the order, guys. So first, the old Shambler gets to go. So this thing lurches jerkily to its feet. As it does, you can see another 2 spiders sort of stir from the vacant socket, coated in this coagulated aqueous humor as it kind of scatters out, rolls goes to the top of its head, and then somehow burrows itself into his perforated skull. And this thing lurches forward in a herky-jerky kind of way. And then it lurches towards you, Skurg. And let's see here. It's going to try and hit you. 13, I take it, does not hit.
Nope.
Nope. What's your AC? Because you're flat-footed right now. You're got -2 to your AC.
16.
Nice. Wait, so 14 with the -2 or?
Yeah, that's right.
14 -2. Okay, so then 13. Oh, so it's so close to grabbing you, but you've managed to keep your distance. And then it reaches at you with its second hand, and it does manage to connect. So let's see here. You take 1d8. Okay. Oh my God! 7 points of damage as this thing grabs you. And I need you to make a reflex save for me, please.
Jesus.
Because as from this, like these savage marks. Oh, thank God! So as these cuts that are in its skin, you see that there's a pulsing kind of, on its forearm, and then a spider goes skittering up the arm and along your like your collar, trying to get to your neck, and you knock this thing off of you. You guys can hear similar shambling around nearby. And from out of the spider web filled reeds come 4 more of these things. Staggering along. Let's see here. We're going to roll randomly to see who gets the fun here. And there's 8 of you, so it's a D8. Let's see here.
Bring the fun.
So we got Werbin. We got a Torchbearer. We got another same Torchbearer. Boy, they hate that guy. And they got Wes. Okay, one against Werbin. Actually, let's go against the Torchbearer. Let's see if he's going to survive. On the odds, it's the it's the guy who's been fucking terrified the whole time here. Let's just see if I can kill him with the first couple of attacks. Yeah, that seems likely. Okay, so one of your torchbearers, these things come out and grab him, and he's like, no! And he's dragged off. And as he's being pulled off, spiders are just swarming out of these things and across him and biting and stinging him and whatnot. And he's only about 30 feet away right now, but you can see that 2 of them are dragging him back into the thicket.
But Donk says, and I thought he was going to be a good digger.
Well, he might have been.
So then one on Werbin. Werbs. Oh, I don't think that hits. 10 does not hit you, does it?
It doesn't.
Does not. Okay, so I think they only get 1 attack on you guys because they had to move twice to get to you. And then Wes. Oh, another terrible roll. An 11. I think it does not hit you.
That would be a critical failure.
You got a 21 AC now? Flat-footed?
Minus,
He's -2, right? Because you haven't acted yet?
active. No, I haven't acted yet, so it's only 19. So
only 19, okay. So this thing, they lurch at you, and each of these, like, there's probably, like, one of these, the one attacking you, Wes, is a woman, but similarity is just, like, just rife with these fucking spiders. Okay, so that is the end of their turn. Next up is Werbin. What are you doing, Werbs?
I am going to whack the one near me, or is there another one nearby I can reach that's already hurt?
There's no. I mean, no one else has attacked yet. You guys were all flat-footed at the beginning there, so.
All right, then I will whack the one near me with my staff.
Yeah, go ahead. Make your attack roll.
6 plus 2 is 8.
That is a big fat miss. So unfortunately, these things are too. It's just too traumatizing for you. You've got your first action. You still have 2 more actions though.
Then I will.
Good snacks, Dave.
What's that?
Sounds like Dave went and got snacks and enjoying some chips or something.
Yeah, sorry. Carry on.
It's the worst kind of spiders. It's Doritos spiders.
So I can attack again then with my staff.
Yes, you can. -5 to hit with the second attack.
Good sound effects to the game.
-5, eh? All right, whatever.
We got 2 actions. Do you have a cantrip you want to use?
I could Tanglefoot. I don't really have much. Guidance. I can use guidance.
Good. Look,
I'll
Dave.
I'll cast guidance on Badonk.
And what does that do?
That gives him +1 to his next roll, or a roll of his choice in the next until my turn.
Okay. How many casting or how many components does it have?
I will tell you right now.
That'll tell you how many actions it requires.
I don't think it's much. Right on. I should write that down. Guidance.
You say it was bless or guidance? Guidance. Okay.
It's right here, and it's got 2 elements.
Okay, so there you go. So it's somatic and verbal. So you gesture and speak. If this thing had reactions, it may get an attack of opportunity on you.
Oh, shit.
But it does not have those actions. So go ahead. Its range of touch, though.
Guidance?
Yes.
Oh. Well, that's not going to work.
You don't want to touch Badonk?
I will move next to Badonk within touching range.
Sure. So you race over. So you still have, I think it's only 1 stride to get where Badonk is, which leaves you 1 action left over. So I don't think you could.
And yeah, not much I can do there. So yeah.
Okay. Next up is. Hold on. Shouldn't have refreshed. Skurg. Skurg to Skurg. What are you doing? You got 1. There's a torchbearer that's been kind of fucking murdered and dragged off. And they're in the midst of dragging his body off into the swamp. There's 1 that's attacking Wes and 1 attacking Werbin, and then there's 1 on you, I guess.
Wait. Skurg hit the one in front of him with an alchemist fire.
You know it's got a splash range, right? So you'll be hitting yourself.
All right.
I mean, you could take a step back. You could interact with the object to draw the alchemist fire and then toss it.
Sure, let's do that.
Like I'm assuming you were a canny and perceptive player, and you saw that Werbin was able to step away from these things without taking an attack of opportunity. So unless the DM is being a giant dick, you seem to be clear here.
Nice. All right. Well, he'll throw the alchemist fire then.
Hold on. I just want to make sure. So you are going to step away from this thing,
right,
heedless of the danger.
Exactly.
Heedless.
All right. I'm glad we've got that you've committed that action because nothing happens from it.
Yeah. All right.
So you step back and go ahead and make your attack roll. So it's just I think it's +8. What's your what do you call it? Your dex bonus.
Dex bonus +1.
+1. Okay, so you got +5 then. No, +4 because you are 3rd level.
Okay.
Oh, but good news, because you're with your big buddies Badonk and Wes, Werbin and Skurg are getting double XP tonight.
Ah, sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that is against the touch AC of Zomboid. The spider zombie is hit. It breaks on him. What do you call it? That's very fucking interesting. What's the damage on that thing?
2d8.
Holy shit, fuck. Go ahead and roll damage, please.
Oh, is it actually? Yep, 2d8. Ba-bum.
Oh, right, because you got that
Yep.
empowered shit now. Wow.
Oh. Ooh.
Would you roll?
Is that a smoke bomb?
Rocking the great damage. Okay.
Smoke
you
bomb.
Boom. Now you guys each have well, you only got 1 hero point right now.
But it also
Right.
does 2 persistent fire damage. So
Yep. It does do 2 persistent fire damage, so there's that. And because it is an area effect weapon, I'm going to say that basically, you do extra damage. You can see that the liquid of this thing is sort of like seeping inside this, and you can hear the screeching of these spiders within. So basically, you seem to have burned out this nest of critters. which is pretty fucking cool. However, this thing, the corpse itself, still shambles towards you. All right. So that was Skurg. Next up is Wesley, I believe.
So Wes was near the front, and there's one near him. Which direction is the one that's running off with the torchbearer?
There's one engaged with you right now.
Yeah, but I'm going to run away from him.
Okay, now, Wes, I have some bad news.
Oh, no.
You are spending one of your actions to interact with object with the amulet every round. What do you do with your 2 actions?
I will hunt target the one that's on me.
Okay.
And attack.
Yeah. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
That's not going to hit, probably. 13?
13 is going to hit, actually. These things are pretty big and slow, so.
Hit.
Yeah.
So 3 points of piercing damage.
Ooh.
Oh, he doesn't do a whole lot.
Does not do a lot. These things do seem to be fairly intact, like some of the other things that you have faced before. So it sinks into it, but it really it's like hitting a slab of beef.
And then the magic owl amulet.
Yeah. Donk, it's you up next. What are you doing?
Donk. He. So does anyone look like they're in trouble other than the torchbearer who's gone?
Werbin's got a guy on him. Wes has a guy on him, and Skurg has a guy. Basically, all of your allies have some one of these things on them, and then there's 2 of them that are dragging off the corpse of that.
Werbin came over near me, so I'll attack the one that's on Werbin.
Okay.
So you're saying I get +1 to the first roll, Steve?
No,
right.
he didn't. Nope, didn't get a chance to
we
cast
never
it.
actually did that.
Oh,
Right.
That's right. My mistake.
So, did my number change? Yes, it is now +9. So, first thing I do is take Tiger Stance. Then I will Flurry of Blows.
Stride in.
Oh, yeah. And then Flurry of Blows.
Okay. Which one are you attacking?
The one that was closest to Werbin.
Okay, so you go racing in there. You did tell me that you were going to intentionally flank as well, right? I thought that's what I heard.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So that's is flanking +2?
Flanking is -2 to their AC.
Oh, okay. Well, the roll's a 28.
Whoa, Jabba. That is a crit.
And the second one
That's a double.
+5.
Go those together.
Donk-a-donk.
His second one of the night.
Oh, it's fantastic. Okay, so roll damage for the first one, and then I've got a great narrative for what happens in the second.
Okay. So you roll it twice, right? So it's 4d10.
Yes. No, D10 is with your dragon's whatever. Isn't I thought D8?
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's D8. 4d8. And then you do the +1 twice?
Yes, +2.
So it's +2. At least 6 damage.
Ooh.
13.
Okay, so as I mentioned, this thing does seem similar to what you have fought before, and it seems particularly vulnerable to that kind of slashing type of attack. So you take a huge chunk off this thing's back, and it sort of sloughs away to the point where like a giant chunk of meat comes off and sort of sticks to your hands, and you toss it down. Yeah. Unfortunately, you were holding it long enough that nat 1 Yep, there's a swarm of spiders that now is crawling all over you. That was hosted inside this thing. I need you to give me, first off, you take 1 piercing damage, and then I need you to give me a, actually, first of all, give me a reflex save. Don't take that damage, just a reflex save, see if you can get these things off of you or get them before they can really get a bite in on you.
Okay, reflex is +9.
That's probably going to be easy to do. Oh, yeah, easy. Okay, so crit success, it means like you've actually thrown all of them off of you. But there was a fucking ton of these things. Like, it was really...
It was just a flurry.
Yeah. Okay.
And he ate a couple of them.
Yeah. That's right, because you're kind of dog stance right now. Yeah. Okay, so that's end of the round. Top of the round. I got to roll for... what is it? Fertile? No. What's his name? Fertile, yeah. It's good old Fertile. Let's see what Fertile does. Whoa, Fertile, I think gets a not a crit. Oh, it does get a crit. Look at him. He jumps forward and he says, "For the moon peaks!" And brings his axe down. Yeah, and he sinks it into the one attacking you, Werbin.
All right.
It's slashing actually too. He takes a huge chunk out of this thing.
Nice.
Like basically carves away most of its right leg. So he actually has one more attack. So he says, "Oh, you can't attack one of my kin," and he swings, and that's actually fucking hit as well too. So the one that's on you, Werbin, has been taken down by Fertile.
Yay, attaboy.
Take that, you nasty. And then as soon as it hits the ground, the chest sort of like shudders and then bursts open and spiders begin crawling out. He's like, "Oh, no, not spiders, not spiders." And what do you want Sturvey to do? The other henchman, what is he doing? Is he going to protect the torchbearer or is he going to fight? What do you guys think?
I think he's not gonna
Protect the
fight.
torchbearer.
Yeah, protect.
Okay, so he's about to jump in, and one of you guys shouts it out to protect him, and he keeps an eye out and positions near the remaining torchbearer. Then it is it's end of the round. Top of the round, it is the spider shamblers. So the one that is on Wes or the one on Werbin is gone now. That means there's the two that have dragged off that one torchbearer. Disappear into the reeds. The one on Wes is going to try and hit him. I don't think that's a hit. 12. Full AC now.
Full AC is 21.
21. Okay, so that's a miss, not a crit. Nat 1. So I think what will happen, Wes, is this thing actually tries to attack you and falls prone. So it loses its last action. And it's struggling in the mud trying to get up. The one on Skurg. Fuck it. That's a terrible roll. A 10 is not a hit, is it?
Nope.
Second attack is an 11, so no. And will it make a third? Yeah, I think so. No. So this thing is struggling, trying to hit your Skurg, and you're keeping it at a distance, and it makes no contact with you whatsoever. Next up is, I believe, Werbin. Werbs, what are you doing?
Werb is going to he's going to staff one of these bad boys.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to have to spend a stride to get over. There's one on Skurg and one on Wes. That's fallen prone.
Okay, let's go help Wes.
Okay, so you go racing over to the one that's on Wes. It is flat-footed because it's on the ground. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Sweet. Can I flank?
Yep, absolutely. Good call.
Oh, 10. So plus 2 is 12.
12 is actually good enough because you're flanking and it's prone. So yeah, that's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yes, and I think my damage is a D8. Let me just check on the Urban Silverstone.
Next up is Skurg.
D8.
You know what? Skurg
5 damage.
Okay.
Skurg will pull out his sickle.
Yep.
And then he will attack.
Ooh, so interact with the object, and then you jump in. Oh, you don't even have to move, so you can just attack. Go ahead and roll your attack, please.
Let's see. Hold on.
Whoa! Nat 20, baby. Double damage. Go ahead and roll.
Okay. 4 plus 3. So double that?
So, yeah, whatever is listed there, double that.
Okay. Plus.
Ooh, so 10. Wow, so that is a really effective strategy. You slash, and a whole chunk of this thing's right arm basically comes off, and spiders drop bloop, 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 down from it like blood, as well as the ichor that's inside this thing to the ground below. You still have one more action. What are you doing?
We'll attack again.
Okay, so it's minus. Hold on. The sickle, is it agile?
Yeah.
Okay, then it's only -4 to your attack.
Okay. It's agile, finesse, and trip.
Nice. Yeah, you bring that sickle around. Let's see how we do second time.
So you said -4?
-4 to your attack roll, yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, 12. 12 is not quite good enough.
Alrighty.
I think what happens is you just you swing at it, and it's staggered back just from the first attack. You try to follow through, and it was a little too overeager with it, and you miss. Next up is Wesley. Wes, what are you doing?
So there's one prone at my feet that Werbin's back.
Yes.
I am going to take aim and shoot.
And then rub your precious.
And rub the precious. So taking gives me a +2 circumstance bonus. And oh man. That's not going to do it.
Is that a good or a bad, oh man?
Well, I was hoping for a crit, but I don't think it's going to be enough. So 19 with my bonuses.
19, not quite enough for a crit, but certainly enough to hit.
Okay. 2 points damage.
Okay, so it sinks into this thing again.
And that's
You
it for
guys
me.
are noticing that there's just the piercing and the bludgeoning is doing a little bit of damage, but it's really not doing much in a way of trying to bring this thing down. But Donk, you were up next.
Okay, I'm gonna notice that Wes might be having trouble with his bow, so I'm gonna dog trot over by him.
The one on oh yeah, that one's dead already. Okay, so you dog trot over.
Yep, and flurry of blows.
Yeah.
20.
Now you did not tell me you were flanking him.
No.
So
And a 21.
20 and 21 both hit. Yep.
So 17 damage.
17 damage. Nice. Okay. Holy shit. So yeah, you tear whole chunks off this thing. You peel basically down, and the whole left side of its body is torn off. So there's bare rib cage and a bunch of skittering spiders inside what should be its chest cavity. Kind of spilling out. So what is that? Wow.
2
Jeez, yeah,
actions.
you really fucked that thing up. Okay, then it is and just an FYI, if you had flanked it, that second attack would have been a crit.
Oh, okay.
Food for thought. Badonk is end of turn. I mean, it is Fertle's time to shine. Nat 1. Fertile is so anxious to try and get another strike in. He swings back his axe and it flies from his hand. He will spend the next 2 actions chasing after his axe. No! Giant Bean! And he goes racing over to try and find it. Then the other guy is keeping an eye on the last henchman. And we go to the top of the round. Spider Shamblers. All right, so I think this one that is facing Wes is now more interested in getting Badonk. So it turns around. Actually, I'm going to make a check here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay. So, yeah, Badonk does a 24 hit you.
Yeah.
Okay. Badonk, you take 9 points of damage, and I need a reflex save from you, please.
The reflex.
Yes. And the follow-up attack is a 18. Does that hit you?
No, it does not.
Nice. Okay.
And the reflex was 21.
Oh.
Hello?
Yeah, I heard. Sorry, we lost that. I got a message from Dave. He lost connectivity entirely. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. So that was the one attacking Badonk that did hit. How was your save? 21?
21, yeah.
21. Okay, great. So you succeed. So that you're shaking these things around. There's still spiders on you, but you don't take any damage. Oh, his modem is resetting. Okay. So that was Badonkadonk. It's not going to attack you again. And then the one on Skurg, still smoldering from the inside, Skurg. This smells terrible. Oopsies. I take it that a 15 doesn't hit you?
Nope.
How about a 14?
Nope.
This thing's swinging wildly. It's now the flames have moved up to its inside. So that one eye that popped, you can see smoke and light from within the head. Oh boy! End of their turn. Next up is Ben. What are you doing?
Ben. I think he is going to cast Disrupt Undead.
Gestures. Go ahead and roll damage. I will make my save. I rolled a 4 on my save. So
I rolled a 1 for damage. Sweet.
Fortunately, that is positive damage. So Steve-O.
Yes.
You turn and you gesture to your drawing on the primal power of life. And this thing is and flares up into smoke. And you hear again screeching from inside. You can see in that half cavity that Badonk has torn open, those spiders are being cooked by the power of primal magic that you wield. You still have one more action. What do you want to do?
I will do nothing.
Nice. Okay. Then it is Skurg. What are you doing?
Skurg will take a run at it with his sickle again.
Yeah, go ahead. I got a good feeling about this.
Yeah, me too.
I have been wrong before. That is a hit, not a crit, but a hit. Yeah.
Okay. Un momento, por favor. We are. Yes. 4 plus 3.
Oh, actually, yeah. Oh, Wes is back. Skurg. Okay. Right. Wow. So with that, you cleave its head in half, It's still up horribly, this woman's body, or this man's body. Yeah. And you've actually exposed the burning alchemist fire within. Oh, yeah, and it takes damage from that, too.
Ooh, it's jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah, basically. And the spiders are like spilling out of the inside of its head. You get next action. If you want to attack again, it's at -4.
Sure, yeah, well, might as well.
Okay. I mean, you could, I'm not sure what else you could do. You could move away.
Well, where's the fun?
Pray for mercy from your DM.
Yeah.
For what good that'll do. Okay, so that is, unfortunately, you've overextended yourself and got, there's too much guts and shit on the ends of this thing. That is the end of Skurg's turn. It means we turn now. Dave, can you hear us again? Dave F?
Yep.
Excellent. Wesley, your turn. I gotta stop calling him Wesley because I keep thinking of fucking Wesley Crusher. Wes, Mr. Littlefoot, your turn. What are you doing?
If I could have Will Wheaton's fame and fortune, I'm okay with that, actually.
Fair enough.
So I missed a bit there. Is there still one at my feet? Or did Badonk smash the living bejeebers out of it?
Badonk and Werbin annihilated it. Badonk tore it kind of in half, and then Werbin immolated it.
Solid.
Yeah.
Well done, boys.
With his primal magics.
So there's still one on Skurg? Or
yeah, there's one on Skurg. It had half of its head slashed away and the top part of its body. Yeah.
Okay, well, I will just attack it straight up.
Okay.
That is a 21 to hit.
That is definitely a hit. Phew. Fuck.
4.
Okay.
Second attack for that's -5.
-5, yep.
So a 20 to hit.
20 still hits. Did you roll a nat 20?
Or 5. No, I rolled a total of 25.
Okay.
15 plus 10 -5.
Okay.
And another 4.
Okay. How does it die? This last one goes down.
Wes gives it a pair of matching arrows in the eye sockets, and one goes in, and Skurg looks around, and then Wes takes aim and fires another one, and gives Skurg a little wink.
Nice. And then grabs his amulet.
And then grabs his amulet and rubs it.
Okay. And this thing falls down, and its body sort of shakes again to Dave, and it splits open, and these flaming spiders kind of crawl out and then die as you've burned it from the inside out.
Has Badonk noticed yet that he's grabbing his amulet all the time?
Probably. No, actually not.
Okay.
You know what? You've been watching him, and you've been pretty perceptive. I think that you probably have picked up on that by now. Yeah, like he was. It's conspicuous that he's doing it in the middle of combat.
Right, exactly. Like it's different than any fight we've been in together previously.
For sure. Like imagine someone like continually adjusting a ball cap in the middle of a fight, right?
Right.
Yeah. So you guys look around, and at that point, the last action in the combat is Fertile coming back saying, "All right, where are they? Oh, they're down. They're down."
So who died? One of the torchbearers got dragged off?
Yes.
Are the other two still up?
The other two are still up.
Okay.
I haven't. At the beginning, I was a little bit, Dave. Not badly now, though. Okay, so we're at the time where you guys all sort of look at each other and say, you know what? Maybe we should brave this trip another day. The Barrowmoor seems to tell us something. What I will say, guys, if you want to pay the retainer fee, is next time we play, you can have these retainers with you still.
Yeah, that probably makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Just saves a lot of time.
Then
yeah,
you
let's
guys
keep them.
Okay. If you're telling me that I get more opportunities to use my shitty dwarf accent, then you guys are getting some XP for that.
Yeah, we're telling you that for sure.
Your dwarf accent is
All right, so we got 30. So guys, we'll do a quick. As you guys are heading back to town, let's see if there's any more encounters.
A dragon.
Thank God. No, this actually, unlike in what do you call it, Barbarian Conquerors of Canahu, this is actually scaled to your level. So there's a level band for each of the different random encounters. It's not like, oh fuck, a wyvern at level 2.
Oh, okay. I thought that was like.
Oh man. Okay, so XP guys, will do a very quick rundown of what you gained here. So as always, 30 XP for venturing into the Barrowmoor. Any nominations for role-playing bonuses?
The DM.
Yeah. I like that.
I'll give you guys 10 XP for putting up with my dwarf accent. So I really need to run a campaign that's just all dwarves so I can do nothing but that stupid accent for the entire session. Anybody else?
I just felt like so little happened that wasn't anything too memorable to me anyway.
Okay.
Skirk's concern was really nice, trying to, deal with Wes. So obscure actions.
I agree with that. Anyone else? Does anyone feel that they've achieved any goals or made progress towards personal goals their characters have?
Not in specifically this session.
Okay. You guys did not search for loot.
Oh.
I'm not saying that there
We took
was,
it for granted.
but I'm saying you didn't. Yep. Okay, so let's see here. There was 4 of you tonight, and
They were spider bodies. We didn't want to touch them.
I have been looking forward to springing those on you guys for quite some time. So I appreciate you. It finally showed up on the random encounter.
It's a creepy night.
Oh, just wait. Oh, just wait. Oh, Dave, are you catching us? Is it getting a little better for you? Or are you still like your video is still pretty good? Just his audio's
it's still like every 10th word, but I'm kind of getting the gist of it a little bit.
I can hear you okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on my end here.
Okay, let's see here. So there was okay. Okay. Yes. Right. Okay, so guys, give me a pitch for why you would remember to look for treasure. Or would you go, I mean, realistically, would you guys go rooting around in those spider nests trying to find treasure?
Well, what were the people that were that they had possessed? Were they
bodies? So I'm just wondering, like, if you would be looking around there, they look to have been people who may have been like, I mean, like, people don't live in the Barrowmoor, so they're probably like you guys, like Tomb Raiders, right?
Well, if they were adventurers, like former adventurers, then yeah, probably that we would have done a good search of them.
Okay. Risking the spiders?
Well, we got rid of all the spiders, no?
No, you got rid of those shambling bodies full of spiders, but there's still tons of webs around. Let me roll. I think it's in character for Skurg to be like, fuck it, I'll still look.
Well, and you know what? If Skurg found that the alchemist fire worked well to clear out the spiders inside the bodies, he probably would have treated the area with a good alchemist fire and burned them all out before going in for stuff.
Okay. So you do, and you search, and there's nothing of value.
Skurg wants his alchemist fire back.
Damn you, Madison! Oh man, that's great. Okay, so but however, that is a helpful reminder of what you need to do if you want to look for that shit. Remember that cool shit that you guys found in that ghoul hovel because Wes insisted on searching it?
Yeah, the magic hammer. Like that's reason enough to be searching every ghoul hovel. Corpse come out of the ground. Just dig a little bit.
Giant butt monster, everything.
Giant butt monster.
Coming in the next episode.
Yeah, I can't wait to unleash an Otiug on you. Why is that anus trying to kill us? All right, guys. So what this means, 30 XP for venturing into the Barrowmoor, 20 XP for role-playing from your friendly neighborhood DM and from Skurg, 30 XP from the Shambler Spiders, means Badonk and Wes gained 80 XP tonight, and Skurg and Werbin gained 160 XP tonight.
Is there a curse bonus?
There is not a curse bonus, unfortunately. It's kind of the reverse.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that.
So I imagine the incentive to get rid of that fucking curse is probably pretty high right now. So Werbin, you're going to be at a total of 870 XP, which is pretty freaking good.
Super close.
And Skurg, Skurg, robbed. You are at 825 XP.
Aw.
So close. So close.
So close.
So close. Cool. So for those listening, actually, I'll get out of this program first. Start sharing. I'm going to go and inflict my dwarven accent on my son, because I think it's really fucking funny. Hello, Jaden. What are you studying? All right. That is closing. Come on. Camera. Hey, and there we go. All right. So for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for this 15th session of the Pathfinder 2nd Edition Barrowmaze campaign. This was exciting. More sinister developments have been happening, and I look forward to seeing what the guys do next time with their newfound hireling and favorite dwarf, apart from Werbin, and apart from Barrowgut, Furbin Stoutheart. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, please do not hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below. Let's see here, what is that? You can also reach me on Twitter at Dungeon Musings, or you can reach me on by email at dungeonmusings@gmail.com. Also, you may notice that we have linked in the description of this video links to something called Heroes Save Villages. That is the charity fundraising campaign that we are running on the channel. That is something where we have paired up with the charity SOS Children's Villages International, a really terrific organization that provides direct benefit and as well as advocacy for children living in very difficult circumstances, both at different places in North America and abroad. If you have enjoyed the session or you enjoyed the channel, I'd ask that you just click through or consider clicking through to learn more about the Heroes Save Villages campaign, as well as a little bit more about SOS Children's Villages International. It's a really terrific charity, and every dollar that's donated there goes directly to the organization to help them do the very good work that they do. In addition, we have some very neat rewards available on the campaign. One of those is which is our top tier reward, is that I will run a session for you and your friends for 4 hours. Whatever game you want, and I have the first of those coming up this very weekend. On Saturday, I'll be running for one of the very generous donors a session for him and his friends playing the Fantasy Flight Star Wars game. So I really look forward to that. It should be, I haven't played or haven't run that game in quite a while, and that was his request and his group's request. So that'll be a lot of fun. It's also, he DMs for that group all the time, and he doesn't get a chance to play. So it's just like I would get a chance to play with you guys, and you could know what a shitty player I am and why you never want to play with me. Let me just run the game.
I've gamed with you, Ken.
No, that's true. There's also more of those games coming up as well. Last thing I'll plug as well, too, is that we have coming up the weekend of November 30th. So it's November 30th, December 1st, December 2nd is the first annual Hobbsapalooza gaming convention. It's an online gaming convention organized and sponsored by, I guess, the Hobbs and Friends of the OSR podcast by my good buddy Jason Hobbs. I will be running 2 games there. One of them is a Destiny role-playing session based on the Destiny role-playing game, or the Destiny video game published by Bungie, that I'll be using the revised Stars Without Number and Godbound, 2 very cool games published by Cine Nominee Games. I'll be using that, so there'll be a fun action run and gun kind of session on the Saturday, and on the Sunday I'm going to be running Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea, probably the longest fucking name in gaming. A very cool retro clone of first edition AD&D that has a very swords and sorcery feel to it. I'll be running that session on Sunday, and there are still open spots. I'll include a link in the description below. In addition, Jason is going to be running his legendary Sandbox Kalmata game both on Saturday and on Sunday, and we've got someone signed up already to run an Other Dust game, which is a very cool post-apocalyptic game set in Texas. So it'll be, I imagine, a lot of like Mad Max meets the Wild West kind of stuff. So that sounds really cool too. If you're interested in playing or running a game at that convention, you can follow the link below to learn more about Hobbsapalooza. But anyway, that's I'll be keep reminding you folks about that as we go along. So there'll be plenty of opportunities to sign up and to both run and play some games. It is an old school influence convention, so you can find tons of very cool old school games to play there. Last but not least, guys, thank you to my players for joining me tonight. Guys, it's a perfect way to break up a short week. So Dave, Jeff, Steve, thank you so much for playing tonight, guys.
No
And
problem.
as always, thank you,
Good to see
Kev.
you.
Thanks, guys. That will bring us to a close then.
Yeah.
So thanks again for everybody for listening, for playing tonight. And we will see you folks again very soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.